Okay, so we're gonna jump into the Phantom Menace. If we have time at the end, we'll try to take some questions. But if you can tailor them towards the Phantom Menace, that would be great.
Yes.
But I think the first thing, Gonk, that we should watch just to set the mood and get back into it is the newly released remastered trailer for the Phantom Menace. I think is what we're gonna watch first.
Okay.
Now this trailer, I don't know how many times you saw it, Aaron. Did you go and see it a bunch of times? Because I did.
Did I go see this a bunch of times? When did they release it?
This was in the year 98. Was it released?
This trailer was?
This trailer?
The remastered one or just the
No,
regular
no,
trailer?
I'm sorry. No, this is the trailer in general. The remaster is just, it's in way better quality.
I didn't go see it a lot. I don't know. Where do you go see it a lot?
People went to the movie theater, and I looked up a statistic where, like, certain theater people were saying, like, 75% of our audience are leaving after the trailer.
Really?
And going and sneaking into other movies to watch the trailer over and over again. I went and saw all of the prequel trailers in the movie theaters 2, 3, 4 times because we literally couldn't download them and watch them online.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I mean, episode 1 is a great time because it's that time where there is no more Star Wars.
Yep.
There's nothing. And then you get you see a trailer and you're like, oh, that's Star Wars and it's coming. I can't wait.
And I think a lot of people will agree. I mean, Rick, who, I love him to death, but I can't stand to talk about Phantom Menace with him. But he also agrees one of the best trailers ever. So let's have a look and see what it feels like on this side of 25 years.
All right. I don't remember the last time I've watched this.
20th Century Fox. Just imagine having never seen this movie, what does this feel like? I like the choice of no narrator, because this is a time that a lot of trailers had narrators. Like, you never saw anything like that in the first trilogy, Like, shots like that. I love the energy.
And then they just throw, throw the music into it, too.
So hyped.
They had that in the trailer.
Oh, they had it in the trailer, baby.
You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force. You believe it's this boy?
He can see things before they happen.
He can help you.
The Force is unusually strong with him.
He was meant to help you.
Anakin! Tell him to take off!
Will I ever see you again? What does your heart do?
Oh, man, I don't know. The trailers gives me chills, man.
Our fate to a boy we hardly know.
Anakin Skywalker, meet Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I sense much fear in you.
Look at that puppet.
Yeah, the puppet.
The
man.
puppet.
It's been replaced now.
Fear is the path to the dark.
Dude, this trailer just blew the roof off the place whenever we
Anger
play.
leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Ah! You know how many people went crazy in the theater when they first
double
saw that?
lightsaber.
I love the drums at the end there. Boom.
It
boom,
didn't even say
boom,
Phantom Menace.
Boom. Boom. Yeah, the first title was called The Beginning. Thank God.
Star Wars
changed.
Episode 1, the beginning?
Yep.
Dude, it said
I like the Phantom Menace.
Star Wars Episode 1. That's all it said.
All right. That's a hell of a trailer.
No, it's great.
I think it's one of the best.
I don't remember when I would have first seen it. I know I had.
I love the music. I just love the ba-da, ba-da, dun 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 dun
Sure.
dun dun.
I love the
Dun.
you get to the point of it's slow.
Slow.
The saga.
Every saga has a beginning.
It's going through all that.
Every story.
and
Yeah.
It's the opening crawl. Like,
It's literally the opening crawl smashing you in the face. Yeah, man. It's such a great, great trailer. And, I mean, there's a reason that the anticipation of something, I mean, it can sweeten it. It can also kind of sour stuff. Like, because some people, they had 15 years to imagine what it could be like. And when you see someone's vision and it doesn't comport with yours,
sure,
that can just be a negative first effect. I feel like I was lucky that I was still young enough where I wasn't trying to make a movie in my head before I went and saw a movie. I definitely got into that when I watched the sequels, but I think everybody at a certain point in your like age will start to like, okay, I've seen enough movies and stuff where I'm gonna try to guess what's gonna happen. Or,
sure.
But there's some type of, I don't know. For me, the prequel trilogy is the essence of I wasn't even thinking of that. It was just go and let the storyteller do it. I chase that feeling, but I have to like actively tell myself to do that now. Whereas when I was a kid, it was just natural.
Sure.
And episode 1,
you sat and you saw is what you were enjoying, kind of thing, right?
Episode 1 is just that for me.
No, I get that.
I have so many fond memories.
I think episode 1 might be my favorite. It could be my nostalgia for it because it's my first like Star Wars movie experience and stuff too. But like watching it more recently for the 25th and taking my kids to it, just from a kid perspective, which we've always talked about, like Star Wars has always been made for kids. Like there's definitely ones that aren't now. Andor is not necessarily. I wouldn't have like Ayla watch Andor probably.
Sure, I understand.
It just has more adult themes to it and stuff.
Yeah.
But in Star Wars Episode 1, like when watching with my kids, I feel like there's a lot to keep your attention. And if you're me being a kid I'm just a Star Wars fan for episodes 4, 5, and 6. That's all I have. And then I watch this and it's like, oh, we start off and we're in space and we get to see these battle droids. Oh, this is cool. Okay, and here's Jedi. And now the Jedi are being attacked. We're trying to break out. And then there's an invasion happening. Yeah. And then we're escaping from this planet. And then we go to Tatooine, and you're like, oh, we've been to Tatooine. You're like, oh, this is Anakin. Then you get into pod racing. You're like, oh, this pod race is really like. I feel like there's so many things that just as a kid kept my attention going through all the way. Because like I don't feel like there's a lot of like I know Rick talks about things being a little bit more of a lull at different points.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like when I watched it this last time in theaters that I was like, you know what? There is a lot of downtime in this because I was like, I've already seen this. I'm going to go get a refill for popcorn. And I'm like, when am I going to go get a refill for popcorn? I was trying to find what time I wanted to not be there. And it was tough for me to decide what time I didn't want to be there.
I get you. Yeah. Definitely. That's funny to think about.
Yeah.
No, I it's a movie that I cannot judge without bias and have no desire to. Like, I'm not the type of person that's like, come to me for a film opinion. It's like, no, I only care about what I enjoy and what I don't, and I just enjoy these movies so much. I thought maybe we could talk about some, like, maybe lesser-known trivia stuff about Phantom Menace.
Okay.
But I also want to check out some Star Wars tone poems with you.
A tone poem?
A tone poem. A tone poem is a type of commercial that came out during Episode 1. And honestly, I kind of wish more things promoted stuff this way. It uses clips from the movies, but all of the audio is made specifically for these advertisements. So if you don't mind, I'd like to just get right into them before we get into some of the trivia.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Sure. Start
so Gonk, we're going to jump into the first tone poem. This one is called, I think it's called One Destiny.
One Destiny.
So let's see who's speaking.
It will be a hard life, one without reward, without remorse, without regret. A path will be placed before you. The choice is yours alone. Do what you think you cannot do. It will be a hard life, but you will find out who you are.
I love that. I mean, those are just Qui-Gon lines that we never heard. I don't know if you've ever seen these tone poems before.
I think I remember some of them. I don't know if I've seen all of them.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember one that had like Maul as like a voice.
We'll get to that one. I mean, the Qui-Gon one. I mean, I love the Qui-Gon one, but we get a lot of Qui-Gon.
Sure.
The Maul one's special because you got like double his lines.
Sure.
With his tone
poem. One of my things with episode 1 was like I feel like the main Jedi you really follow is Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
And I loved it because I was like, oh man, it's so cool to see Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan's master. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
And then when we lose him at the end, I felt it so much more, I think, too. So, especially having there's a connection to Obi-Wan we already had from the original trilogy,
And we'll talk about it in another one, but the music at the end there especially just leads into you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, Anakin's theme does that. It is just like the end of the movie with the celebration theme. That's really the Sith theme. Anakin's theme is really just, you can tie it right over the Imperial March and it works, you know? So anyway, that was Qui-Gon's. I liked that it was about, like, he's almost trying to sell you the Jedi life. And he ain't doing it too well. Like, this is going to be very difficult. It's not very rewarding, but it might be the right thing to do. And you can find out who you are in being in the moment and being a Jedi like this. I just love that one. So that was One Destiny. Who do you think is speaking in the one called One Love?
Anakin.
Let's see.
Talking about an angel.
Don't look back.
Oh, Shmi.
Before you go, eyes forward. Choices to make. Dreams to realize. Don't look back before you go. Know the truth. Learn to let go. Don't look back before you go. Before you leave me.
Does that one make you emotional at all?
I don't remember that one really, but no, that one
makes me a commercial. I'm sitting here like, oh, God,
sure.
You know?
Well, I mean, you have the connection for Shmi and the parent-kid relationship, but also the idea of like, let my kid go so that
Gonk, not yet.
They don't have to be a slave anymore.
Yeah,
you know.
I know.
I'm giving him his freedom, but that means it's a life without me.
Mm-hmm. And for a slave woman that literally has nothing, to give up the one thing that wants to be hers.
Well, and who
you know?
had nothing, and then all of a sudden just had something.
Yeah,
where did it, I don't know where he came from. You know. Like,
yeah. No, I love that one. It feels like something that Shmi Skywalker might write like in her personal diary, like when she goes back inside from letting her son leave. You know. And, like, how does she process that emotion? She might do it in poem. It's a pretty good one.
No, that's definitely a very good one. I like that one a lot.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving on. Who do you think is speaking with one dream?
Padmé. No, probably Anakin.
Let's find out.
Could be Maul. Yeah, he doesn't have dreams.
Luffy.
What if dreams came true and you could be who you wanted to be? You could do what you wanted to do, and you could help who you wanted to help. What if dreams came true, and the world opened up, and you were never, ever afraid? What if dreams came true? But dreams do come true, don't they?
Don't they? Doom, doom,
yeah.
Doom. The music makes that one real good too, because you get that like boom, boom.
You ever? I haven't prepared it, but did you ever watch the very, very, very end credits of the Phantom Menace? Did you stay for during your thing?
Yeah, I did, because there was also an Acolyte tease at the end.
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
I had to watch that.
But so
I believe they give you a Darth Vader like.
Yeah, well, Anakin's theme plays. It goes into the Darth Maul or Darth Vader theme, and then the Imperial March and Vader's breathing comes in. Yeah.
Yep, they did that in the theaters.
Episode 2 has a fantastic commercial as well. That is just Vader breathing, and then it shows clips.
I remember that one. That was from episode 2.
Yeah, that one's fantastic too. But nothing beats the tone poems in terms of like marketing material that actually have like a meaning to it. You know.
I mean, episode 1 too. Like, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
So like, why not have 10 commercials for the for the movie as well, you know?
Yeah. I got 2 more. We're going to try to get to them quickly. These 2 are my favorite.
Okay.
Both of these. So
Maul.
the next one is Will. One Will. I wonder who's speaking with one
Padmé.
Will.
It's got to be a Padmé and a Maul.
There are things I cannot do. I cannot watch while people suffer. I cannot sit when something must be done. I cannot judge those who are different. there are things I cannot do. Run, hide, ignore. There are things I cannot do, but there are certainly things I will do.
What I will do.
Yeah.
That one I think hits me more after the book. Like her, I like the idea of her. Like there's
I usually watch
things like I can't do, and it's like I can't stand by.
Yeah.
I can't like sacrifice others. Like there's just those kind of ideas.
And specifically, she's saying in Amidala's voice, but at the end, it feels like Padmé's coming through. Like there are certainly things I will do, and then like the slowness and the kind of like passiveness goes away, and she just bam, pulls that gun out of that throat and shoots you.
Yeah. Dang, which I didn't talk about. They have a part in the book too talking about the addition of that, which was put in during Amidala's time. Because Panaka wanted to have defense if they were going to be meeting other delegates from other planets. Sure. Yeah. So I was like, okay, that's cool. But they made it so that only she can open it, and that there'd be two guns inside. I was like, okay.
But anyway, one will. That's one of my favorites. I love the turn on that one. But this one is my favorite. You know why?
Jar Jar.
No.
3PO.
No. Though Jar Jar kind of has one, but not really. It's not him speaking, and I can't even find a copy of it that's like recorded correctly.
Really?
Like, no one cared about that one.
Should have had R2 do one.
Yeah. But this one is called One Truth.
One Truth. Okay.
Yeah. And let's get right into it.
Fear. Fear attracts the fearful, the strong, the weak, the innocent, the corrupt. Fear is my ally.
Back in a little clip there at the end.
Though I love the cut of him spinning the saber and then it wipes with that
black,
so much.
yeah.
I wouldn't even put that last one there.
I like how they show different people during the strong, the weak, the corrupt,
innocent,
the
corrupt.
Like I
we
just
get
like that.
so little Peter Serafinowicz, Darth Maul. I mean, with this tone poem, you literally double the amount of words that he had.
Yeah, what did he
He
have?
only had 2 lines.
We will have our revenge,
At
right?
last we reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge. And then also, if the trace was correct, I will find them quickly, Master. But, I mean, that Sam Witwer listened to those 2 lines and this when he was trying to figure out how he's going to find...
What's Maul going to sound like?
How he's going to get, because we know how obsessive he is. I bet you he listened to that tone poem a million times. Fear. And then, his Maul gets a little more excitable. Fear attracts the fearful, So I just like to think that this was a building block that he made to bring up his Maul.
Sure, yeah.
But also, I do mourn that Peter Serafinowicz talks about, like, I recorded hours of dialogue for Maul. And you never see it.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what all they cut.
I don't know. And then apparently he also recorded for Solo as well, and they ended up not using him, which I get, but also I'm kind of bummed too.
Yeah.
Because me, I love Sam, but there's, it's a legacy casting with Peter being Maul, and my favorite tone poem. So, yeah.
No, I mean that's really good. I love it. I think my favorite thing is like what it's showing during.
Yeah.
Is just real good.
Mm-hmm.
But.
Yep.